my computer in there, my gut's in there for sure. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Dr. Duncan. This is Ron Patel. This is Siskiyou Vada Medicine, and it's Wednesday night.
Wednesday Night Live. Here we go.
We're back again. So I just got back from a trip.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
In fact, Dr. Duncan last weekend was down in Scottsdale, Arizona, at the Environmental Health Symposium down there, learning all about detoxification.
Lots and lots of detox.
Which is really important in this day and age where we are bombarded with toxicity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So
bombarded, I think, is an understatement. We're like swimming in toxins, and to go to a symposium talking about detox and our environment is sort of depressing on some level, and sort of overwhelming. So it's good that we were given some tools and we have some real actionable action items and some things that we can do at home to detox ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy.
So important to do, and the amount of synthetic chemicals that we're surrounded by nowadays. Our liver is really good at detoxing plant chemicals, but the synthetic chemicals, I think, pose more of a challenge because the liver doesn't have the familiarity, perhaps. And
it's fascinating because and this was a subject that was brought up. What's fascinating about that is we're designing all kinds of new chemicals in our environment, but our liver is able to keep up on some level, right? So we can design something new, but the human body is able to take that new substance, that novel substance, and actually get it out of the body. Sometimes it's harmful. Sometimes the liver will turn something that is inert into something that's more carcinogenic or cancer-causing. But still, it's interesting that this biological system is able to kind of keep up with the synthetic system that we're sort of bringing into our lives.
Phenomenal.
Isn't it fascinating?
It is, because you would think it would take some evolutionary time to get familiar with something,
right?
To learn how to get rid of it.
But our bodies are so incredible, right? It has so many different detoxification pathways that we can handle things like metals and dioxins and PCBs and BPAs and all kinds of things. And it's not just us. We talk a lot about the microbiome. And so we have to give a lot of credit to our microbiome. A lot of the gut flora that we have, a lot of the skin flora that we have. But the body's just an amazing thing. It fascinates me each and every day, and that's what got me into medicine. Just the power of the body.
Incredibly adaptive.
Absolutely.
So while you were down there, just like getting so much good information, I'd imagine, were there any aha moments you had of like connection or like a piece of information that really stood out to you?
Well, there were a couple of really, I would say, clinical pearls, like the really good ones that stood out for me. One of the ones that I found very interesting is that I found out that probiotics not only affect the microbiome and affect the immune system, but they're actually chelating. Some of the bacteria are actually glomming onto mercury in our guts and pulling that out of our intestines. So we're finding each day that probiotics serve a wide variety of purposes that benefit our health in so many different ways. So that sort of reaffirmed my belief and my confidence in probiotics and the use of probiotics on a daily basis. They really just help clean our guts and chelate metals out of our bodies that would otherwise end up in our tissues.
Wow. So
that was super interesting. And one of the other things I found out and is sort of reaffirming is that curcumin, our curcumin that you would have in your herb cabinet, or you can
turmeric.
Turmeric, chelates metals amazingly out of the nervous system. So out of the central nervous system. So fatty tissues, which is amazing. And again, this is kind of the other part of that. Our ability to detox from toxins is really not only is the body amazing, but our body's able to use herbs and different plant materials to help us stay healthy. So our coevolution if you will, has allowed us to adapt to our new hostile environment.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that we have these receptor sites for plant compounds that we've had a long-standing historic interaction with can facilitate the detoxification pathways or detoxification in different systems of the body, like curcumin in the nervous system.
Right, and it's really looking at curcumin binding to a metal, which is interesting.
That's fascinating.
Right, it's like a natural chelator, just like some other natural chelators that we think of commonly would be like cilantro, for example. Right. But really, any fiber. So if you guys can look at like there was a study done that was interesting. That there was a study done looking at almond skins. Oh. So lots of almond skin, lots of fiber, but that you're able to pull toxins out of the body using almond skins or brown rice bran or modified citrus pectin. So some of these things that we're pretty familiar with. But what the other thing that was really interesting to me was we always talk about phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification, and that has a lot to do with taking a substance into the liver and then biochemically transforming that substance, making it either water soluble or fat soluble, and sort of making it inert and putting it into the digestive tract or pushing it out through the kidneys. Well, there's phase 3 detoxification, and Dr. Walter Crinian touched on this.
Say
right?
What?
So phase 3. So that was the first time I heard phase 3.
That's the first time I've heard phase 3.
So yeah, I was like, man, this is awesome. So phase 3 is really about those compounds that your liver has transformed. How do you get them out? And so phase 3 is like, how do they get out of the body? How do you breathe them out? How do you sweat them out? How do you pee them out? How do you poop them out? So there are a lot of things that go into that. And there are some very easy ways that all of us can ensure that we're detoxing every single day, and we could just focus on phase 3 items. And one of the best ways to promote phase 3 detoxification is to ensure that you're getting plenty of glutathione in your diet. So sulfur-rich compounds like you could do garlic, you can do Brassicaceae family. So that means broccoli and cauliflower. Coffee enemas are super helpful at producing glutathione in the body, or supplementing with a liposomal glutathione. So if you feel like you've been exposed, if you've recently painted your house, or you grew up in the decades where leaded fuel was quite common, and this is interesting. So what we're seeing is a lot of baby boomers who grew up in a lead-rich environment. Lead gets sequestered into the bone. That means it gets kind of hidden in the bone. And now these baby boomers are hitting menopause and getting into a place where they're turning over a lot of bone. So osteoporosis or osteopenia, all of that lead that was trapped in the bone is now being released.
Oh, wow.
Right? So we're seeing a huge increase in sort of this lead toxicity. So if we can get the transport proteins that are responsible for getting these things out of the kidneys and into the urine, and we can just use glutathione or supplement with liposomal glutathione, and we can help reduce our lead burden. Some other things that are super helpful for phase 3. So we touched on fiber. Another one is using an amino acid called N-acetylcysteine. Curcumin, again, curcumin comes up. And they looked at chlorophyll as well. So diets rich in Hey, are we back?
I think we might be back live.
Yay, we're live. Sorry, there was a technical something. It's raining.
We lost connection from the storm, apparently.
Yeah, it was summer and now it's spring again. Anyways, so and then another item that was touched on was alkalinizing the body. And I'm a big proponent of alkalinizing the body through diet. So lots of green vegetables and plant matter. But it's sort of, and I've always been sort of against drinking something to be alkaline, just because you have stomach acid, and I really like stomach acid. And we talk about digestive bitters and improving our stomach acid and digestion and absorption of nutrients. But there's some there's some benefit to actually taking an alkalinizing agent, and that is to alkalinize the urine and reduce the amount of toxins that are getting recirculated in the kidneys. It'll actually help. It promotes the excretion of toxins. So, if someone is feeling, like I said, exposed to something or feeling toxic, or they need to detox their bodies, then use an alkalinizing agent. I wouldn't use it around meals. I would wait till I've actually sat down, I had my meal, I've digested, and then I would take it maybe before bed, or maybe I would do it an hour in between meals or something like that. But I really want to preserve stomach acid, but I also want to detox too. So we use something called phenomenal water here, and we add it to distilled water. But it brings the alkalinity up in the urine, and when the alkalinity comes up in the urine, you excrete more toxins. So it's super helpful.
Are there any other alkalinizing products that you're a fan of? Like some people use baking soda, like a small amount, quarter teaspoon of baking soda in water. Some people do greens. Is there any that you...
I think greens is my favorite way. Greens just have so many other benefits outside of alkalinization.
Yep.
But if I'm looking at somebody that is toxic, or if they have a lot of skin issues, or they have a lot of brain fog, or I feel that there's some environmental exposure that might be detrimental to their health, or an obstacle to cure, then I'll think about using an alkalinizing agent. When before I wouldn't even consider it. I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do in terms of blood pH and stomach acid. But at this conference, hearing how effective it is at helping us detox, it kind of changed my mind in certain scenarios. So eye-opening, right? You're like, oh, I could think about that differently. So
a little perception shift there.
Yeah, exactly. And perception is everything.
Yes.
Right? How do we perceive and how do we understand? Green tea is also super helpful for helping you detox. And this is, again, phase 3. Like, how do we get stuff out? So drinking green tea daily, alkalinizing your urine.
All the polyphenols in the green tea.
Absolutely. There's so much benefit to that. What else? Probiotics and fiber. So these are easy things.
How about saunas? Did they mention anything about far infrared saunas?
Yeah, exactly. So we had 2 speakers focus on saunas, and there was a lot of talk about saunas. But sweating is a great way to get rid of toxins in the body. It's easy, and the more you do it, the more benefit there is. So we do have a sauna here at Siskiyou. So you guys as members are welcome to come and use that. And Ron and I have been sort of talking about really looking at a detoxification program. So if any of you are interested in our detox program, just make an appointment, come talk to us about that. But let's utilize our sauna.
Yeah.
And not only for detox, but it improves endurance. It showed research where they looked at athletes using sauna, and it improved endurance. So if anybody wants to train for a marathon or a triathlon or something, think about sauna.
Beyond the detox and the endurance, it's just relaxing. It's a
soothing.
Nice way to relax.
Exactly, especially on a day like today when it's rainy and a little chilly. I think it was supposed to snow, I believe, which is crazy coming from Scottsdale where it was 90 and we were swimming. Back to this is interesting. So, but yeah, saunas are great.
Excellent.
Saunas are great.
So fiber, probiotics, chlorophyll. So eating your greens, green tea,
glutathione,
sauna. These are some of your key components for detoxification, for healthy detoxification, specifically phase 3 also. Right?
And it's super easy. These are all things that we can do at home. It doesn't cost a lot. It's something you can do on a daily basis. Some people make golden milk, has turmeric in it.
Yeah.
You can use a nut milk. Eat your greens. I mean, the body and the biological systems are so wise. They're so deep with knowledge, right? There's so much there we really don't understand. Where we're just now discovering all the benefit. But we all hear eat your vegetables. We hear that all the time, right? But why should we eat our vegetables? Some of us don't even like to eat vegetables, and I think that's just the lack of butter. But I love fat too.
I know you love butter.
But you know, eat your vegetables. They really, there's so much benefit. There's so many benefits from including that in your diet. I mean, why not?
You know, and so many times as a nutritionist, people get overwhelmed when they hear they should eat 5 to 9 servings of vegetables a day. And the reality is, serving sizes of vegetables are really small. So, as an example, if a cup of spinach is a serving size, whether it's raw or cooked, it's the same. So if you think about a cup of spinach, once it's cooked down, how little spinach that really is, it doesn't take much. Broccoli is like a half a cup. So it's really easy to get your serving sizes of vegetables in.
Absolutely.
Don't be intimidated by the 9 servings. You'd be surprised.
Right. Yeah, and you know, some of us will say, you know, I don't have any environmental exposures, but we both know that there are thousands and thousands of compounds that are released into our environment each day. Not to mention all the pharmaceuticals that are in our water supply. And that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, that is another... that could be a WNL.
That could be a WNL. Like, how do we keep ourselves safe from warfront, right?
Yeah, if you live in a house that has carpet or has been painted or has cabinets, you're bombarded by toxins.
Or if you drive a car.
Or if you walk down the road and a car passes you, you are bombarded by toxins.
Yeah.
Our houses, our carpets have about 125 different chemicals in them. Cabinets usually have formaldehyde in them.
And this
Paint
is like
has
the
toluene in it.
This is the overwhelming part.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when I first learned about microbes and microbiology, like, oh my gosh, bacteria is covering everything. I'm freaked out right now because everything's covered in bacteria. Well, you know, our world it's the reality. There's a layer of plastic on everything. There are chemicals in our environment that persist for decades. And we all take them in. We're giant filters. We filter the food, we filter the soil, we filter the air, we filter things that we put on our skin. So it's super important that, and this is the first rule of detoxification, avoid exposure. So if you can just decrease your exposure, institute some of these easy things to, you know, these phase 3 concepts into your life, you know, you can stay relatively safe and relatively healthy.
Beautiful.
I would say it's a pillar of health. Right, doing a daily detox is a pillar of health,
and then maybe a concentrated detox program once to twice a year.
Please, yes, and you can come to us for that. We're definitely willing to help you out, and we have a load of knowledge, and we have a sauna, an amazing sauna in a shower room. And also, I want to talk about one thing. I introduced the sauna to a patient recently, and she asked me, "Well, isn't it beneficial to leave the sweat on your skin for a little while?" And I think that's sort of maybe a wise tell, you know, something that someone once mentioned, and I would say that no. So we're excreting all these toxins out of your body and onto your skin. You don't want to reabsorb them, right? You want to rinse them off as soon as you possibly can. So take a shower after you sauna.
Cold water?
Cold water, hot water. Probably use a little bit of soap if you're going to use cold water, but I think hot water. I like cold water to do. I like to finish showers on cold or stimulate the sympathetic nervous system or the parasympathetic nervous system, or what I should say is the autonomic nervous system. So I'm stimulating the sympathetic and expecting a parasympathetic reflex. So I'm actually balancing the system with that. So just shower, rinse it off. Don't leave it on, so don't sweat and stay in your sweat. That's all I wanted to say.
That's great. Brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
so I've heard that too as well. So
don't leave it on.
All right. I think that's it for the day.
Yeah, I think that's it. We're going to start reducing WNL down to about 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes you might go to 30 just because the topic is so meaty and delivers so much. But I think 15 minutes is good. If you guys have questions or have any follow-up questions regarding our topic tonight, please post on our Facebook page or email us at admin@siskiyvitamedicine.com. Please visit our website and please spread the message. We're always taking new members, and your membership is helping others access this amazing care that we offer at Siskiyou Vitamedicine. So thank you.
Thank you so much. One announcement.
Yes.
I'm going to have one announcement here, and that is tomorrow night, Thursday, April 12th, right? That is the 12th, I believe. 6:30 to 8 o'clock, Maria LaPuma will be here with her modern tapping circle. So if you would like to join in and get some really fantastic guidance in how to shift and or break through some challenges or obstacles you're having in your life, in your health, in your emotional life, this is a fantastic opportunity to do this in a group environment. So tomorrow night here at the clinic, 940 Ellendale Drive, Suite 102, Maria LaPuma, Modern Tapping Circle, 6:30 to 8 o'clock.
Those are bullets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You like that?
This is
With
awesome.
the finger?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
finger? Yeah.
Da, 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 da. This is perfect. You guys, we had a meeting today, and we talked about the health spectrum. And what I really like about what we do here is that we address health on in a range of areas, right? So having Maria come in, having the nutrition, having the naturopathic medicine, having all these tools available to us, we can really see or take a 360-degree view of people. So it's more than just, coming to the clinic and getting your shot or getting your drug. It's not like that at all. We really like to look at things from with a wide lens. We like to take it all in. Like, who are you?
Right. One of the fundamentals of naturopathic medicine is removing obstacles to cure, right? And those obstacles can be mental, they can be emotional, they can be spiritual, and as well as physical. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to address the whole human being. Yes. So that's the beauty of Siskiyou Vital Medicine is when you come into this clinic, your entire being is being addressed.
Yes. And if you guys really love us, let your bosses know too. If you guys work for somebody, hey, let your company know. Like, Siskiyou Vital Medicine is really crushing it. Please pay for my membership. Maybe we can get some employers on board and really spread the message. So
wellness culture.
Wellness culture.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. You got any last words?
Franz. No.
Thank you, McLean.
Yeah, good.
All right,
guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.